Feeling like you don't belong in your work environment? Feeling like an imposter? Please, let's have a conversation about that.
Believe you were born to win. It's your right to win. Claim it, frame it, 'cause you were.
This phrase, the imposter syndrome, has been lurking around people and their careers for the last few decades. And I must say that often I find myself giving a speech or doing a fireside chat, and then we move from the keynote to Q&A, and invariably somebody asks me about what to do about the imposter syndrome. The first thing I think to myself is, if you are in this room, you have no reason to have an imposter syndrome, because it takes an extraordinary performance to get invited to a conference like this, or a room like this, or a convening like this. Somebody already sees that you have the goods intellectually, that you have the experience, you've had the exposure, and you deserve to be in that room. So why should you doubt it? The imposter syndrome is when you feel like you don't belong in that environment, or you don't feel like you're good enough. Now, sometimes you get that because you already have a crisis of confidence personally. The other reason you might get the imposter syndrome is that you've given up your power, and you've allowed somebody to get in your head and make you think or believe that perhaps you didn't earn the right to be in that room. You didn't earn that promotion. You should not have that particular role. But remember, some other people spent their currency on your behalf for you to get the opportunity at the organization, for you to get that specific seat, or for you to get this specific opportunity. And nobody spends their currency on somebody that they don't believe can actually get it done. So if you are having a crisis of confidence and you are worried about whether or not you will be able to perform, hold on to those people's confidence, those that put you in that role, until your own confidence catches up. And remind yourself that you already have a track record of accomplishments, that you have learned things for the first time successfully, that you have knocked the cover off the ball and the ball out of the park in your other assignments. Therefore, if you did it before, you will be able to do it again. The imposter syndrome is very sneaky, and it sneaks up on us in all kinds of forms. If you look at popular research, they'll tell you that there's sort of five kinds of imposter syndrome. The first is the perfectionist. You believe that it must be just so. It has to be 100% right. It has to be above and beyond what has already been defined for you as a deliverable. And if you don't get it just so, then you feel as though you have failed. That's the perfectionist imposter syndrome, which also, I will tell you, lay it down. Lay it down. You cannot let great be the enemy of good. Understand what is expected of you from your stakeholders and deliver that with excellence, full stop. The second type of imposter syndrome is the expert. You feel that you have to know everything there is to know about a topic, or that you must know things that other people that are in your environment don't know. You are the definitive, defined expert. Once again, you set yourself up to fail. You're not setting yourself up to win, because in the environment that we're in now, where innovation is the dominant competitive parameter and things are moving so fast, it is very difficult to be an expert in any particular vertical, because somebody or something is always trying to disintermediate anything that is seen as the lead or the leader. So things have already evolved while you're trying to spend time being an expert just in that thing. Remember, no monopoly on intelligence. You won't always have the right idea, you won't always have the best idea, but that also is not the game that you are playing. The other imposter syndrome is the natural genius. You feel like things are supposed to come to you easily, and if they don't, therefore you have failed. Again, no monopoly on intelligence. Everybody who is born has a superpower. And your superpower may not be my superpower. And oh, by the way, I might have been born with that superpower, or I might have invested and I learned and it therefore became a superpower. You do not need to be a natural genius in order to maximize your success. Another imposter syndrome is the soloist. You feel like you must do it alone. And if you don't do it alone, i.e., if you ask for help, then in some way you have failed. Nobody gets to the top by themselves. Relationships are going to be key for you to maximize your success. And the easiest way to build relationships with people is to collaborate with them, to engage, to ask for help. And asking for help is indeed itself a skill that you should endeavor to master. And then the last kind of imposter syndrome that I want to talk about today is the superhuman. You must be able to be exemplary in all parts of your life, in your professional life, in your personal life, taking care of yourself with self care, and on and on and on. Nobody is superhuman. It's a term that was created and researched decades ago. The only commitment you should have is to be the best human that you can be in that moment on that day, and then you will have delivered. You will have set yourself up to win. You will be maximizing your success in that moment. Imposter syndrome, let this be the last day you use it in connection with who you are. You are all that and a whole lot more. Own it and go get 'em.